Cactus League spring training games are set to begin later this week and run through late March at 10 ballparks across Maricopa County. The Cactus League is a major economic driver in the Valley. And for more on that economic impact, we welcome Bridget Binsbacher. She's the Cactus League's Executive Director. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you, Ted.
It's that time of year, isn't it?
It sure is.
We seem to talk about this every year from February 22nd through March 26th. We got how many games? A couple hundred?
Gosh, yes, 230 games,
Holy
roughly.
smokes. The impact of the Diamondbacks being in the World Series last fall, are you expecting that to make a big impact this spring?
Oh, absolutely. Well, as a D-backs fan, you know how it made you feel, right?
Sure.
It was exciting, no doubt about it. So the fact that the Cactus League had an all-World Series spring training is huge for Arizona. So even though the Diamondbacks have, a lot of local fans, we don't necessarily survey those fans because they're local. They are absolutely going to feel a new energy, probably see new attendance numbers, and it's a win for Arizona, no doubt about it.
You mentioned an all Cactus League World Series. Texas Rangers obviously won the World Series.
Yes.
We can't change that, but they do practice and train out here. And we've had World Series champions, obviously, over the years training. Does that make a difference as far as Texas and Dallas and
Absolutely. And so again, they're from out of state, so we know they're going to draw more than they typically do, and the numbers always tell the story, Ted. So we know historically, a team's in the World Series. They don't have to be the champions, but they are in the World Series, and that absolutely carries over into the spring training season. And we see that in attendance numbers.
And the Dodgers spent more money than I think God owns, and they've flooded this team with huge contracts and big-name players.
Unbelievable.
That's got to be an attraction.
Yes. So, when you see a signing like Ohtani, going from the Angels to the Dodgers, I'm looking at that, from an Arizona perspective.
Yes.
That is huge for the Cactus League. That's a win for Arizona because it's going to continue to draw here to the Cactus League.
Who is the average out-of-state baseball visitor? What do you know about? Who are they?
Gosh, we know that. So on average, let's talk about 2023 when we did our economic impact study. And this was our first study in quite a few years that we had a season without restrictions or modifications of some sort. And so our attendance on average was about 1.6 million. And we know that 6 out of 10 fans come from somewhere else in the country. So we know that spring training is what's bringing them here, but once they come here, we know that they're visiting other areas of the Valley. They're seeing multiple games in different areas of the Valley, and they're visiting other places throughout Arizona. So they're staying 3 to 4 nights. They're spending over $400 a day. They're coming in groups of 4. They are getting younger. Back in the day, it was definitely heavy retired folks coming, and now you're seeing families and just people all across the board.
That's interesting. Also day trips, Sedona, Flagstaff.
Absolutely. So that's, again, what makes the Cactus League so special. We're a mega event, a $710 million total direct impact, 418 GDP.
Yeah.
That is a mega event, no doubt about it. We've become an industry all our own. But what's so unique to the Cactus League is that it is spread out across the Valley, and it doesn't just affect the cities that we're in. It's drawing people from everywhere, from Tombstone to the Grand Canyon.
How does the Cactus League market itself around the country to different cities?
So we have some great partnerships. So all of our individual facilities and the 15 teams are all doing their own form of marketing and promotion. But we also partner with organizations like the Arizona Office of Tourism. Their mission is to basically promote every nook and cranny of Arizona and all things happening in Arizona. And so they're a great partner in promoting in some of those major league markets what's happening here for spring training. And it only happens 2 places in the country, so we don't want to take it for granted.
Well, with that in mind, it used to be we'd always talk about expansion or maybe losing teams. If Florida, Arizona, the rivalry was going on. It seems like that's quieted down.
It has. Well, we've been busy for a few years now with some other challenges.
Yes.
But, it's evenly distributed right now. So 15 teams in Arizona, 15 teams in Florida. I think they like it that way. But we want to remind folks that's why these conversations are so important, that we don't want to take spring training for granted. It's a very competitive environment. And so, Major League Baseball, spring training, their player development brings a huge opportunity for the state of Arizona.
Last question. I think there's something called spring breakout games going on this year. The Cactus League. What is that?
So, that's new to me too. I have to say that came from Major League Baseball, and of course our local operations just welcome the addition. But from my understanding, it's an opportunity to see up and coming young talent. And so for the fans that are out there just taking in the experience and the sunshine, they may not be paying attention. For the diehard fans,
yes,
they're paying attention.
Sounds like it's like before or after a game, they'll show off some of the young kids playing, and that's part of that game's activity.
There's going to be some double headers. There's going to be some actual games. So it's kind of adding to spring training, really. So more opportunity, just more opportunity for fans.
All right. And where do you go? Someone's watching right now, and maybe got a friend coming in from who knows where. Where do you go to get more information about the games, the schedules, whole 9 yards?
Great question. CactusLeague.com. So you can go there. We encourage people to go to CactusLeague.com. You can access every facility's website on there, every team page, and know specifics about that facility before you head that way, and all of the local promotions that they may be offering.
All right, Bridget, have a good season.
Thank you.
It's here.
It's here. It's
Thanks
exciting.
for joining us.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
You bet.